My name is Brant. Today is the 9th day of August 2020. And what I'm going to talk about today is what is germ theory. And it is a theory. That's all it is. Pasteur pushed this whole idea in his day, a Frenchman. And there was another Frenchman, Bichat, who fought against him and saying that the germ theory was not true. That the reason why we get sick is because of toxins in our body, and they have to get out of our body, and we get sick because of that, either by fever, issue of mucus, that to do with sinuses. If your body didn't do these things, you would eventually die. You don't die because of germs. If that was true, then how in the world would we touch everything around us so none of us would be alive? Think about it. We touch doors, door handles, all these kind of crazy things. And from other people who have germs, all of us have germs, Everybody has germs on them. This is the theory he has. And so this is an argument, as we are hearing all this stuff about CV-19, is that, everybody's got to wear a mask and all this craziness, and that's what it is. It is craziness. So I always think that the best person to go to look into this is Dr. Robert Morris, a natural doctor, ND, here in America. He has many videos that you can look at. I think he understands how the body works. In fact, I think he knows far more than most people do. He's a brilliant man, and that he talks about certain things. So we'll look at that a little later here. So the whole idea here is that we're all in fear, that we are scared of one another to touch anything or whatever. But then, like, I go to the library and pick up a book. Well, there's germs on there, aren't they? Type of thing. And someone would say, well, germs don't last there. Eventually they do away with it. In other words, they're not alive. They eventually die. But this is all based upon a theory. And it's important that we understand that we're being fooled here immensely. I believe that this is all to bring about the economies of the world, destroy them all in one swoop, and to eventually, what I would call, bring in their new world order to manage all of us and to dictate to us what we can do and what we cannot do. I think it's a great opportunity, and I'll tell you why. When this structure, if the destruction of what I'm calling everything coming apart here, allows the opportunity for us to live on our own as it was 200 years ago. No longer depending upon everything that's corporate owned, modern such and such, but to get back to what we call living off the land. And no longer being so caught up in this fictitious world, all these modern conveniences and governments and all that this will all be done away with, and that we will all live on land, and we produce our products, and we will live in harmony, that we will, how would I say, give and trade to one another. What better way? In fact, they're helping us to get that. This is the opportunity. This is a positive, because it's the opportunity of a lifetime. So we can get out of this. All of us have to make money and work and pay bills, when we could actually live off the land. Dr. Morris talks about the lymphatic system. Most people don't even know what the lymphatic system is. The lymphatic system is what keeps us alive. It's the whole process of the glands in our body working together with the kidneys to eliminate toxins in our bodies. It is a way to see things completely different than what we've been proposed, their theory, and that the lymphatic system is a system that, with the right kind of foods, allows us to be able to eliminate certain things. And some people will say, well, that has to do with our waste. Well, no, the waste that takes place in our body, it comes out of us, is to do with what we eat, the food. It doesn't actually, we don't need that. So it's eliminated. That's what happens. But a lymphatic system is a way of eliminating what I call the toxins. If there was no lymphatic system and there was toxins and that got into your blood, that's what your lymphatic system does. It protects you from getting into your blood. If it got in your blood, you'd be dead, just like that. You wouldn't be around long. And so the lymphatic system is probably 70%, or close to 70% of the body's liquids in us that allow us to move these things. And so that's why we get, that's what happens when we get sick. That's what it's all about. If you did not get sick, you wouldn't live. You would not live. You couldn't live. And if you didn't have a lymphatic system, you would not be able to live in it anyway. And if you quote unquote believe this germ theory stuff, then guess what? You wouldn't live to get out of your mother's womb, hardly. Think about that. This is crazy. They propose their ideas, they propagate, they educate, propagandize certain people, and they get paid to do this, and they think they're telling the truth, when in reality they're leading us all astray. And so back to the lymphatic system is to eliminate all those things. Your blood is about probably 30% of your body's liquids. The rest is all the lymphatic system. They don't teach this in medical school. They don't think it's important. Of course it's not important to them. They want you to be sick all the time, you see. And Robert Morris's book I have here, right across here, I'll show you this here, is right here, the Detox Miracle Source book. And he promotes a different diet, a raw food diet with fruits and vegetables, but mainly fruits. And mainly, if you can get your hands onto them, watermelons, melons of all types, which is the best to actually get these toxins out of your body. And where do you eliminate this? How do you get it out of your body? You get it out of a couple places. You either sweat it out. In other words, that's why you and I think this is great when I say this. What happens, the food we eat, and what happens, it putrefies in ourselves, so it becomes rancid. It stinks. So when we smell underneath our arms, we don't have a pleasant smell anymore. Well, that's part of the toxins coming out of you. That's part of the lymphatic system working, because it eliminates it through your sweat glands. The other way of eliminating it is through what I call the skin, again by sweat. As you sweat out in the days and you work. If you don't sweat, you're already in danger, because you're already becoming too toxic. Okay? That's why it's important for you to get outside and work and do certain things so you can sweat this stuff out of you, the toxins. The other thing is your kidneys. The particular gland there, I'm trying to think of it, I can't think of it. I can't think of it right now, is the gland's right on top of you, like a pea shape on top of the kidneys. And its job is to eliminate what I call the toxins in your body, and that's through your kidneys. And Dr. Morris goes through this and shares this, and that's why he recommends that you go on his particular diet. And there are certain people I know that don't even take the herbs and stuff like this, but they actually eat the fruits. some people eat fruits all over. I'm not saying it all works for everybody. I want you to understand. Not everybody is able to basically eat fruits all the time. There were people in the past that we know of that basically could even live on strictly water or fasting. And fasting is another opportunity to eliminate the toxins also in your body. So you're no longer, it's a time for the body to rest. That's why you have to sleep, because you need that rest, because the body needs to continue to do what it's doing. And at that point, you're not taking any food or liquids. And so what happens simply is that you are resting physically, but the body itself is eliminating certain things that are toxins in your body, so that when you wake up in the morning, you're able to feel refreshed. The body needs that. Okay? Think about that. You have to rest. So there are many things that Dr. Morris talks about, and it's important that maybe you could get this book. I think it's about $30 off of Amazon. Educate yourself. There are many things he has in here, what the herbs are good for. He's been able to help people who have had cancer. It's just toxins in your body. That's what happens. And your body no longer cannot sustain itself. And so it actually is overloaded with toxins. And we all are struggling with this because of the foods we eat. Everything is in the air, has been polluted, and the water is polluted in many ways. And so we're all struggling with our health. I think that's the reason why we age now greatly. We may live longer, but I don't know if we live better. Big difference. I know that my grandparents lived to live long. They seem to have more energy than I do at the age of 80 or so than I do. My parents lived not as long, and so you can see how that is digressing now. And my grandparents came, they lived off the farm. My grandparents would butcher hogs, and so they would do that. So they didn't go to the grocery store or anything of that nature to get meats. Mainly it was the hogs. Sometimes it was cows, but mainly it was hogs. So it's important that you understand that all that's going on here is that if you're sick, it's the best thing in the world in a lot of ways, because that means that your body is eliminating the waste, the toxic waste is in your body. That's what it's doing. If it did not do that, you wouldn't be around. You just simply wouldn't be around. And those who, we know this, they create artificial products to get us away from the real thing. In fact, all our wheat today is genetically modified. Now, folks, it's very clear. Why in the world would we want to go to something that's genetically modified instead of the real thing? Think about that. No, it's because of making money. It's greed. It's all greed and has nothing to do with your helping mankind. Nothing. So that those that do this are not helping mankind. They're benefiting in a short period of time and thinking that money is their goal, and so they create a product that is actually harmful to you. And so I think one of the wheats that you can still get, it is expensive, but it's called Einkorn, E-I-N-K-O-R-N flour. And what I do is I just buy it when it's seeds, when it's such and such, and then I grind it up myself and make my own bread, my own pancakes, that type of thing. And I know I'm getting something that has some nutrition in it. While I go and get something from the grocery store that's been in a box or a bag, it's made there, it's made for a reason. It's made to last longer, so there's chemicals in it so it doesn't, quote unquote, go stale or spoil. That's part of the whole deal. So most of the product you get, in fact, the wheat that they do have, and corn, is that they give it to the animals. They give the better part to the animals in order to sustain them, for them to be able to be part of a meat product that we eventually buy. So in reality, simply, is we're the last in the food chain. That is the humans. So I hope you grasp something of this nature, and I hope that you understand that it's important that you understand what is taking place today is that no mask is going to protect you. It has nothing to do with that. It's your immune system that's going to protect you. That's what counts. And it's important that you eat right and have a good outlook on life in order to benefit in this world. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.